So another game against Peter. Let's try e4 just for a change, and this time I try not to lose on time, because we had a couple of games played, and almost all games, went ended almost in time trouble. What I try to do now is to play a gambit, and this gambit I like to play sometimes in Blitz, because it offers some attacking chances if you don't know what to do with black. So a good way to play is d5, but without e6. So let's see if he plays e6, or if he avoids this. Queen, so d5 I think is a good move. Hey, he takes his time. So e6, very, very nice. I wanted to see e6, and here it is. So I will just develop, and after d5 I play e5, and we have some kind of French defense style, but it will be difficult for black, to develop his king side. A good way would be to play d5, and after e5 knight e4. But here I think I could also play bishop g5 now, threatening e5, and he needs to weaken his position here quite a lot. But I want to castle just to develop as quick as possible. Let's sacrifice this pawn to get a huge center. Maybe even with c4. But I think I prefer c3 in this case. And maybe I should have played. Oh, this was. I'm such an idiot. Why didn't I play bishop a3 first? But I think it's still possible. Okay. Well, but in this case I play knight a3, and here now I threaten e5. So he needs to weaken his kingside position a bit. And then what I could do here is also to put my rooks here both on the queen side, and it's like a little bit in the Volga gambit, with black with color reversed, where black has a lot of pressure on the queen side. So I threaten e5, and he needs to do something about this. Okay. But what happens after knight b5? I threaten to play knight c7, and I threaten to take here on d6, and I threaten to take on a7. Okay, he can take on e4, but I have a tempo here. Maybe taking maybe c7, and then I win the rook. Yeah, this looks quite good for me, I think. So I guess he needs to move his queen again. But I don't understand this move at all. What happens after knight c7? But I can play e5 first. Yeah, there is no risk. So let's play e5. The bishop is protected by the knight, so an a6 even doesn't work because this is pinned here. Yeah, well, knight c7. And the rook is history. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this opening went out really good for white, because first black lost quite a lot of time just to find a plan against it, and I think the setup with e6 is quite dangerous for black, because you could see that a lot of dark squares became vulnerable later in the game, and yeah, I mean, here the idea is just to sacrifice a pawn, but you have a nice center, and it's not that easy for black to develop. And here already black has some kind of issues with his development. I mean, you can see that I just need to develop my bishop, and that's it. And so my pieces are developed, but the whole queen side of black is not ready to play in the game. I could also try maybe something like bishop f4 and put pressure on d6 here as well. Yeah, so be careful if you fianchetto the bishop here, that not always it's good to put the pawn here also on e6. Take care of the black squares around your king in this kind of situation.